Hello, my name is Robert Baker Nicholas, and this is my third discussion board video on the use of primary sources and also about information literacy in students in 200 level courses in History 701 in Dr. Schultz's course. My selection from the database is the Stamp Act Congress, which took place in New York. I chose this topic because it has been my experience as a teacher and while a student in education that many people find difficult to understand the various acts and arguments that the colonists had with England and why the colonists would rebel against Britain. In today's world, modern Americans seem to not understand why it is important to comprehend these arguments surrounding the separation of the colonies from the British homeland. It also seems such a stretch for modern people to understand why these colonies would want to lose their livelihoods and all they knew, while on the flip side, or the counter argument is how they should stand up for what they believed in, which were against such acts such as the Stamp Act and other things. By examining this act, it will give students and other people firsthand accounts from the people that were there, and will also give students the ability to use primary sources and gain some informational literacy in the process through analyzing various authors of the Stamp Act Congress primary source document. Students can also be asked to take sides and have them debate using the Socratic method, which is a valuable tool that I've used as an educator and I've had my students personally use for having them gain informational literacy, because having them use this allows them to do research, analyze materials and primary sources, and having them prepared to defend an argument, and be able to discuss the information from the point of view in which that they are either assigned or that they decide to take on their own. With these ideas in mind, the second source that I chose to select dealing with this topic is a response to the Stamp Act Congress that the British took, which was the Declaratory Act. This is important to have students to study because in order to get the whole picture, you have to gain the whole argument in order to gain the whole scope, in order for both sides of the issue to be noticed and to be discussed. It is important for the students to follow up with a second debate on the Declaratory Act with information from both the Stamp Act Congress and the Declaratory Act. It is important to make final arguments, including ones from the Stamp Act Congress and also from the Declaratory Act, in order for their stance to be strengthened and their informational literacy to also have a stronger point of view. So again, in closing, I use the Stamp Act Congress primary source and the Declaratory Act primary source, and had my students use the